Hi everyone. I've had quite a few questions that have come via various different sources, and there's a lot of them. I've grouped them together because there's a lot of them around the same kind of subject. So this is why I've called this video "When Energies Collide," because it's all about why people notice that they feel different in different environments and with different people. So I'm going to break down the questions for you and do them one at a time because I think you'll resonate with some of this if I do them a question at a time, and I'll try and give you some examples as well, so that you can imagine or feel like, oh gosh, that's me. Yeah, I want you to understand what's going on at the moment. And I know I've explained before to you, but you may not have seen the video. But when I trained as a craniosacral therapist, we were taught to palpate the energy around the body, which was about 3 feet off it. And you can put your hands on someone's feet and with your intention just tune in to the button. And I always kind of come in, it's like, oh, okay, there it is, there's a change in the energy field around the body. And so this energy field is called the either your aura, your biomagnetic field, or just the field, or whatever people want to call it. We have this concentration of us around us, right? But no one's energy field anymore is 3 feet from the body. And there are plenty of people out there saying that we're evolving as humans, we're becoming more in tune with ourselves, more psychic, more intuitive, more sensitive. And with that is, I've noticed, and others have too, that our energy fields are no longer 3 feet from our bodies. They are 10, 12, 13, maybe more feet from around our bodies. So what does that mean? Is that we are colliding with each other all the time and we're noticing it. And there's a confusion around it. So I'm going to take it back to very simple, basic. There's going to be no scientific explanations here. I'm going to be very, very simple because I like being simple, because I understand it better that way. And this is for you to understand it better that way as well. So first of all, I'd like to say, this is a fairly new channel, and when I go through who's looked at them, my videos, there's hardly anyone have subscribed. So I'm thrilled that it's reaching people, but please, I just love you to subscribe. It's free and it just helps me spread the word that I'm trying to spread around the world. Okay, so, and I've called this "When Energies Collide" because it really feels like that. And I just want to explain what's going on, because I think once we understand that we are an energy, and everything that we come into contact, particularly other people, have got their own energies too. So when we understand that, it's like, oh, I get it. And the fear drops away. It's like, oh, I understand what's going on now because of X, Y, Z. Or this happened, or there was a shock in the system. That's my body was reading the shock. So that's what I'm trying to do for you. So let's go through some of these questions that have been coming in. Okay. Why do I seem to change when I walk into a room? Okay. So so there we have our energy fields, okay, which is quite expansive. And it is a bit like a social media algorithm, actually. It's reading what's going on around us, and it's sending the body, our mind, our heart, and our gut, because there's 3 parts to our mind as well. We have a heart, brain. Look it up. Heart Math Institute are doing lots of research on it. We have a gut brain, that's the gut instinct. So all 3 is receiving information that's coming in from our energy field. Okay, so you walk into a room, let's do an extreme example, and in that room there's been 2 people who have had an argument. Okay, you walk in, you kind of go, whoa, something in your system says this is off. there's an energy here, but you don't understand that that's what it is. It's like, oh, something doesn't feel right here. It's like, and sometimes people explain, I've heard this many times, is that they refer to someone as having high energy, some, but it means overwhelmed. They generally, what you are referring to generally means that it's an overwhelmed nervous system that's, you know, or they've had an angry exchange and gone rah at each other, and you have felt that as its own energy field within the room. So the room is now full of anger. You've walked in from where you've come from, you know, probably maybe being in the garden, or so you've come from a different level. Your energy and your field around you, your energy in your body and your field around you, is completely different to that environment than when you walk in. So you've walked into two people in a room. Their energy fields are, 12 feet from their bodies. Generally, I'm averaging that out. And you walk in with yours and you're in that energy field. That's why it feels off. And it's your nervous system receiving information from their energy field about what's gone on in that, because you've collided into their energy field. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, keep going with me, because there are other similar questions and it's all along the same kind of track. Okay, here's one. Why do I feel anxious before meeting people, even when I feel like there's nothing wrong? So let's think about this. It could be you interpreting something that you think may happen just on a subconscious level. So your body is starting to feel, oh, like that. It could be that you are arriving and your body already knows. It's like it's already linked in with that energy. That's what intuition is. And that's what psychic is. It's already linked in to the energy of where you're going. So when you feel anxious about meeting people, so for example, you might be meeting the two people in the room that have had a row. You don't know they've had a row, but you're suddenly feeling anxious because actually there's something in your body is telling you, actually, your system doesn't really want to be there. So it's like your subconscious is giving you a warning system of, hey, something's not quite right. So in my world, I would make sure that I'm cleansed, anchored, protected, and cleansed around my body. So I'm going into the energy field fully prepared and fully in my own energy, not porous. Okay, but that's another story. So that hopefully that makes sense. So we can pick up these things before we've even got there. Right. Here's one other one. I sometimes feel awkward at the beginning of a group. Oh yeah, okay. So when, let's imagine you are going to a party. You've got supper party or dinner party or whatever you want to call it, and you're all arriving together in one space. Okay, so you've got someone that's come, from a chilled, relaxed space, someone else that's, had a terrible journey on the way there, and thought they were going to be late, so they're going to go, going to be late. So they've come up with they've got a different energy that's kept bringing into the room. There's someone else that might have, something that's worrying them, something may be happening in that, health wise or with their family or something. So they bring that, oh, I'm putting on a good front. There may be someone else that's on medication that's smiling and happy, but the body is giving off this stressed anxiety or depression. It's coming, emitting from them, even though they have the smiley face. So we come into contact with each other. This is, again, our energies are colliding. So we come into contact with each other, and all these energy fields are all different. So what happens is that it's like when you tune into a radio station. So let's say that everybody's energy fields is almost like a frequency band on a radio station. So you've got all these ones that are suddenly coming together, trying to be one, because you're all in the same group. So you're trying to blend in, as it were, together to become its own frequency. So some will naturally go down, and that's when you go into be with someone who's having a tough time, and they offload on you, and then you come away thinking, oh God, I feel so much worse after being with them. And other people go, oh, I feel so much better once I've talked to so and so, because so this is what is going on here, is when everything is trying to come into balance within the group, because our energy fields are all covering over each other, sending information, picking up information from their system, sending it back to you as the social media algorithm within your field. So that's what's happening, and it takes a little while to settle. Okay. Now, whether you've naturally, from where you were, gone up or gone down, it's really important to stay within your power of your own field, so that you can adjust afterwards to get back up to where you were. If you've gone up after being in that field, brilliant. Those are the people you need to be surrounding yourself with, the people that make you feel better after you've been with them. And gradually everybody will start going up and up and up and up. Okay, hope that makes sense. So it's not that you feel awkward. It takes a little while just for the energy fields to settle. And you probably notice that it's all a bit kind of, it's a bit kind of static and things at the beginning, and then as the party goes, whether there's alcohol or not, it doesn't matter. As the party goes on, you start to blend in. So everybody starts to work from this same kind of level. Okay, let's see. There's another question here. Should I lower my energy? And this is someone that is, should I lower my energy in order to fit in? So this is interesting. So it's someone that is aware of their energy fields. So that's great that you're aware of it. But no, you shouldn't subconsciously or even consciously lower your field to fit in, because it's really important to stay in your power, because this is what we're doing as humans at the moment. We are staying within our energy field and emitting out. And whatever happens, if you're doing that, those around you will come up to your level of it. It's, you don't take yourself down. This is what I try and teach people, is to remain in your power within that space, knowing that your higher frequency, higher level of vibrating, that higher level is emitting out, and you are benefiting by simply just being there. You are benefiting those around you. Now, let me explain the proof around that, because that's quite hard to get you, because I thought, that I would be lowering my frequency if I did that. So I get where you're coming from, but I think what is happening, if you feel that you have lowered like that, is because you haven't got your protections and you're cleansed in place. So you are not within your fields. You're allowing their field to impact you, and then you say things like, why do I feel anxious? And that's not your anxiety, it's come from someone else. But it's very easy to interpret the feeling that you're feeling in that group as yours, and it ain't. Okay, so this is about getting back, and it's about getting back into regulating your nervous system. If you know how to do it, you can go up and down and in and out, and stay within your power. So I'm going to give you some proof of this, which is fascinating. So Veda Austin, vedaaustin.com, if you want to go down this rabbit hole and just delve a little deeper into her fascinating work. So she's taken on the work from Dr. Emoto, who is he was a Japanese scientists who worked out that water had, when you froze it, had different crystals, and according to what words you were saying to it. So all the lovely, positive, happy, joyful, love, all these words had beautiful formations in crystals, and anything that was, negative, hate, anger, frustration, all of those words, there was no crystal formations. So he started that work way back in the 80s and 90s. Anyway, Veda Austin is from New Zealand, and she is taking that work further. And she has noticed that she did an experiment on an egg, on the white of the egg, the albumin of an egg. But she had two different types of eggs. So she had the organic free range egg, and then the caged battery hen egg. And she tested both, and she does it like 50 times for each, so that you get the image is, it's all done properly and scientifically. And as you can imagine, beautiful formations of the organic free range hen egg when she puts the albumin into semi-frozen state. So she then looks at it, and all that is beautiful. Okay, the caged hen eggs, there's like no formation. It's just not a very pretty kind of picture. And then what was interesting after that, so that kind of makes sense. You think, yes, of course, that one's had a lovely life out, pecking around and eating outside, and it's free and it's organic, so it's had all the lovely stuff. So there's no surprise there. Okay, but where the surprise comes is that her next experiment she did with the eggs, she put the free range organic egg in the middle, I'm going goosebumps here, in the middle of a group of hen eggs. Okay, so this is like you in a party. Okay, so here you are in the middle of this group, and the caged hen eggs, the battery hen eggs, are surrounding this one organic egg. Now, I would have thought, as this person asking this question was also thinking, that that energy, their frequency, and the picture of who they are would have taken on the imprint of the battery hen eggs, but it didn't. The ones closest to the organic egg in the middle took on the higher frequency of that egg in the middle. And the circle of them, again, the further out, that they did change, but not as much. So it was proving that those surrounding that egg in the middle took on the frequency of them. And I just thought, oh my God, that's it. That's us being human. That's all we have to do. Work with our energy, work with our mind. So we're talking about the brain in the mind, the heart and the gut, those three, work with that. But in this knowledge of what's going on in our energy fields around us, we cannot ignore that, because it's picking up, it stores information around us. So our information is not just in our minds, it's in our physical bodies. This is when it gets stored in, and it's in the field around us. Okay, so when you go into that place, if you know how to look after your energy field and cleanse it, you're grounded and you're protected, you can be that egg in the middle, shining out, knowing that those around you, particularly the really close ones, are benefiting. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Okay, I get so excited about this. As you can probably tell. Right. Okay. Can one calm person change a whole group? Well, that is actually the same thing that I've just been talking about. Yes, you can go there. I've noticed that at Christmas, is that, we've got quite a big family, so it's like all these energies in the room together, all all kind of getting used to each other at the beginning, and I sometimes take myself off and go and do something, say in the kitchen, and people have come into the kitchen and have gone, whoa, it feels really calm in here. So yes, the one calm person can influence the whole group, because people go into that room and they go, oh, this feels calm. Even on a subconscious level, it's happening. Okay, let's see. Why do I suddenly feel emotional after we've all got together? Right. So that's, again, we're going on a little bit from where we've just been. So sometimes if you feel emotion, it may be like your soul or your energy, your soul, your subconscious or your higher self saying this needs releasing. It may be saying, oh, it's a relief. There's always a message behind something that's coming out through you as an emotion. And there is a way of testing it. If you're interested, I might just quickly do it. Right. So it's the sway test. So anyone that has seen some of my other videos will know this already. So I face north. I make sure I'm hydrated. I put my hands on my heart, and I say to myself, or my higher self, or my soul, whatever you want to call it, show me a yes, and the body will rock forward. Okay, and you go back to equilibrium. It's nice soft knees as well, don't forget. And you say, show me a no, and your body will go backwards. Right. When this doesn't work, and it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for most people. When this doesn't work, it basically means you're quite in your head. So it's maybe you need to do a meditation or whatever. But I use the sway test, and I've been using it for 10 years to ask what the emotion was that I've just experienced. So I'll give you a quick example of the way I do it now. So say I'm with someone and I just go, oh, wow, just suddenly feeling emotional. First, the question I would say to myself, and I can do it quite quickly now because I've done it for years, is did that emotion come from me? No. And if there's several people in the room, I'll just quietly just go, her, yes. Is it from her? No. So if I get a no, yes, okay, and I'll just, almost like a therapeutic way, I'll sit with their energy in their energy field and just allow whatever is processing for them to process. They don't know I'm doing it, but I just feel it's that their subconscious has contacted my subconscious, so therefore there's a request for something there. So I just sit with it. Don't do anything, just sit with it. Being the egg in the middle. Right, that's sometimes about feeling emotional. Okay, the other thing I would say is, yeah, well, I mentioned it, that sometimes it's releasing. So say with a child can be out at school, say, struggling with all the interlocking energies of everybody around us. It doesn't matter, when we were talking earlier on, who the group is. It could be a group of children, it could be a group of friends, it could be a business meeting. It doesn't matter. Now, you probably have heard when people say, oh, children, or babies particularly, they're such sponges, because they feel the energies. If we are feeling this energy as us, as adults, of course those little sponges are feeling it. So it's really important to understand what's going on in our bodies. So if we understand it, we can pass that on to future generations. And that's really important because, yeah, they need help with understanding this. This is like my life mission. So anyway, oh dear, it'll get there eventually. How do I feel? Let me just see what else there is. Okay. How do I come? How do I get back to my? So there's actually two questions in this because I kind of bunched these together. One person said that when they meditate, they feel really kind of calm and it's all they've been doing yoga or something, and they go back and see their partner or go into a group and it's just like, whoa, it feels like, whoa, there's such a mismatch from where you are, that you've gone here in feeling nice, zen, connected, calm, and you go into something else that's a bit more had the kind of natural human stress that we go through in our lives, and it's here that you notice that mismatch. Right. So I'm going to give you a little technique now on how to how to deal with this situation. So it's about being the egg for a start, and it's about staying within your power in your energy field, because when you've kind of grounded, cleansed, and protected, you notice that you kind of like, oh yeah, mismatch. Just, I mean, you don't have to say it out loud, but yeah, I notice a mismatch. So it's like, okay, we just need a moment to settle, just whilst our two energy fields come into coherence. So actually the person, the environment where you're going into, say you're going to meet your husband after, he's had a stressful day and you've had a really chilled day. Happens to me quite often. And you go into that, and it's really important to just stay calm for a little while in that space, in your space, as it helps whoever you're coming into contact with to settle as well. So right, so I'm going to do a really speeded up version now of how to come back to yourself when you notice this someone, after doing something, you notice there's a mismatch. Okay, so let's just do some breathing first. So I'm going to do 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold, 4 in. So let's just do that with me just for, well, we could do it for 4 rounds, okay? So breathing in. Last one. So that kind of brings you almost like into contact with your body. I'm going to put a hand over your heart, one hand, left hand over your heart, right hand over your solar plexus. Like that. Now with the breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth, and extend that out breath out. Longer. Okay, so now just ignore the breathing, just let your breath settle to whichever rhythm it wants to settle, and take your awareness to your feet. If they're feeling tingly, that's great. It means that your system is releasing through the soles of your feet. So allow your imagination to run riot now, and from the soles of your feet, imagine roots going right out into the centre of the earth and spreading out. You might even get a sense that your feet are almost dropping into the earth. And now take your awareness to the base of your spine. So the coccyx. So you might feel the sit bones on the chair. In between that is your root chakra. And I'd like you to imagine a chain, big, thick anchor chain with an anchor on the bottom, dropping down from there. So it's a continuation of your spine. It's got an anchor on it and it's going right down, 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 down into the centre of the earth. And as you say this, as you see this rather in your mind, say either in your mind or out loud, say anchor in, anchor in. Okay, now as we're sitting here, we're just going to imagine our energy field. Don't worry if you can't do this, it doesn't matter. Subconsciously, it'll happen. And we're going to imagine it's in a big bubble around your body. Open a little hole at the top of the bubble and allow universal white light to come through that hole in the bubble and allow, like a shower, to wash through your body, through your energy field, all the way. Right down, 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 down your legs, out through your feet, and it's also going out through the root chakra, the anchor chain. So this bubble that you've got around you, just pull it a little bit closer in. And we can say thank you for protecting me in my energy field. Okay, so there we have it. It's quite a quick one. That helps you kind of regulate yourself and bring you back into balance after you've been with someone else. If you want to live in more of a way of being with that, and so it becomes second nature, then get in touch. Send me a message. Send me a message below. Please subscribe, because I'm going to put more of this stuff out. So just press the subscribe button. It's completely free. I just want to spread the word and help as many people as possible to help the next generation. And my next video is all about examples of children picking up other people's energies and how they release and the struggles that they are going through. So that's going to be my next video, but in the meantime, thanks for being here.